You shouldn't start designing until the creative brief or the project outline is aligned with all of the team members. It is reviewed and confirmed by everyone on the team. If somebody comes to you and requests a design, you shouldn't accept that as someone who is very mature in their level of being a senior designer. You should first say, show me the creative brief, show me the intake form. So what is the creative brief? The creative brief is a document with the project goal, the objective, the deliverables are very specifically mentioned, and the most important part of the creative brief is the name of the stakeholders and also the project roles of all of the team members. For example, the marketing representative, the designer, dev lead, the creative director, copywriter. It should be reviewed by everyone. Should you start designing the wireframe? When? What's the deadline for that wireframe? And all of the phases of the design process should have a deadline as well. If you go through an interview, they might ask you, what is your design process? Show yourself as a senior designer. You can tell that at first, I'm gonna see if everyone on the team is aligned on the project goal and the deliverables. By the way, hey guys, my name is Nushin and I'm a senior UX designer. I've been designing since 2020, but before that, I've been a graphic designer. So some of these points that I'm telling you might overlap with the graphic designer roles as well. The second rule is that UID should always be low fidelity wireframe. What is UID? UID is a user interaction document that you put your wireframes inside and you put all of the annotations. That means UID. Start your process by wireframe. Why? Because it is cost effective for the company. It can save time and you can just quickly do iterations on that, quickly get feedback, and you can be very productive in changing design. Nobody is distracted by the visual design specific or the detail like colors, typography, or the content. Just focusing on the user flows and the content hierarchy of the page is also beneficial for that side as well. The next point is that each row should have just one page. This way you won't be distracted by all of the other pages, because it's very overwhelming to have all of the screens next to each other in one row. On Figma, just have each row specific for one screen. So that way it's very easier for everyone on the team to follow and not get overwhelmed by all of those pages. You can have a consistent and very organized documentation. I always start my designs by being very messy, but you can do your mess in the archive page. Before I go into the next point, don't forget to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. I give you weekly UX design tips or product design insights, updates on the tech world and AI. So don't forget to subscribe. The link is in my description down below. Thank you so much, guys. The one more thing is that your wireframe or your UID with all of those annotations should only have one screen size. If the designs and functionalities are the same on all of screen sizes, for example, tablet, mobile, desktop, everything is the same, you only need to design for desktop. Don't duplicate all of the designs because it's unnecessary. But if there's a functionality change on other pages, you need to include that in your wireframe. Other than that, just one screen size. Number 5 is that VD should highlight all of the design details, all of the visual design details, and UID should have annotations on the interactions and the behaviors and the functions, like what is the error message and what's the behavior. I'm gonna say it again, that the UID is the user interaction documents that you put all of the functionalities, and you need to have the hyphy designs on the VD because it's the final design that needs to go into code. The typography, design elements, everything, all of the assets should be available on the design because developers are relied on that visual design. Point number next. Current in production screenshots should be always included in your design documentation because developers always want to know what's gonna change to what. Without having those in prod screenshots, they need to spend more time, do some reverse engineering and see what's going on. It helps everyone on the team to understand what feature needs improvement, what are the issues. The next thing that I wish I knew during my design process is that the user flows need to be reviewed before you start designing. So having the user flows and user stories in place is very beneficial. Sometimes in my previous projects, I realized that I'm designing after having user flows. I don't think that's right because you need to have user stories, then you can design. Number 7 rule, you need to have a change log for the version names for the changes that might come up in the future. The change log can be a page in your Figma file. Your change log should include the date, name of the change, person who did the change. If someone wants to see the latest version, they can just click so that they won't be referencing the wrong design. The next point is that use anchor links inside your change log. Put the link for the frame that has the final change in it. The next rule is that on your project file, have a header with these statuses: work in progress, done, and not started, and also ready for dev. For your project thumbnail and also the frame of the project, always update the status of the component so that everyone is aligned on the status of the project. That was it, guys. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I know it was a lot of information to digest, but I hope it was helpful. Maybe rewatch my video so that you can comprehend everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn, or subscribe to my newsletter. I'm everywhere. Just message me and say hi. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.